Hey guys, so I am out and about on Western Shore at the moment. So as you can probably see, some self-care did happen in the past few days. John buzzed my hair for me. So yeah, and I had a shower and everything, and I'm wearing something other than pajamas, which is really good. But yeah, started the day off really positive, sort of like with a positive outlook and a positive attitude. Excuse the noise of the cars, we're right by like a road. But yeah, started off with a positive outlook and a positive attitude for the day. John was even a tiny bit positive, if you can call it that. I mean, John's not known for positivity.
Oh, he's a realist.
He was a realist, yeah.
That's basically the way this morning. I think I tried to sleep last night, couldn't. Oh god, here we go. I look like crap.
You don't, you look fine. You're supposed to look like crap. It's like, what, we're getting 33 temperatures. It's the hottest day of the year. So you're allowed to look like crap. You're allowed to look like a sweaty mess. It's fine.
But what it was like last night I tried to go to sleep, but I don't know how many hours sleep I've got in how many hours. I am lagging behind. I caught up the other day, but now I'm lagging behind again. It's like every time I go to switch off my brain, it just comes up with 1,000 reasons to figure out that doesn't need figuring out. And then I can't sleep, and the temperatures haven't been doing me any favours either. I mean, usually a nice cold glass of milk and that'll send me off, but
Yeah,
I drank basically a litre of milk last night and it didn't even make me drowsy.
But
So when you said about me being optimistic, I was not optimistic at all today or positive at all today. I just felt like if I didn't go out, I'm just going to sit at home hating myself, being bored out of my brain. And maybe I'll be too tired to not sleep tonight.
Anyway, yeah, but we both decided to screw it, let's go out, let's enjoy some sunshine and fresh air. And whatnot, and I myself was feeling really positive and like, yeah, I want to go out, I'm going to enjoy the day, I'm going to feel better when I get home, you know, because I would have got fresh air and sunshine. And I was feeling good, starting to feel better in myself, better, a little bit better mentally, because over last night and the night before I did actually manage to get some good sleep, which was great because it'd been like 2 weeks and I hadn't had much sleep at all, just like the odd cat nap here and there. So yeah, I had some sleepy tea and that helps a lot.
Didn't do nothing for me though.
Didn't it?
No.
But yeah, I managed to get some sleep the past couple of nights and I'm feeling a lot better today. So, but yeah, anyway, I was positive until we left our house, our flat. We came out of our front door. Now, obviously, our neighbour, the one we've been having the problems with for like almost a year now, obviously he heard us leaving our flat because my wheelchair is quite noisy. You know, it beeps when I reverse, it beeps when I switch it on and off, the motors make noise, so he could hear me leaving the flat. And we've got to go into a part of the communal corridor where his front door is. His front door is almost literally opposite the lift. So we had to sit near his front door waiting for the lift. As the lift came up and the doors opened, we were getting in the lift, and as we were getting in the lift, we heard this massive bang, like an explosion had gone off behind us, and it frightened the life out of me. I jumped out of my skin and I was shaking, and then we could hear his keys rattling as if he was unlocking his door, ready to come out of his flat. So I was quickly hammering the ground button in the lift.
And I wasn't even in yet.
And John was still trying to get in the lift, bless him. And he was stood there with his keys in his hand, ready to defend himself and me.
I would have used the garbage bags as well.
But luckily the lift door shut and the lift started going down before the neighbour had a chance to get out of his flat and get to us. It was terrifying. I know some people might be like, it don't sound that scary, just bang and a neighbour leaving.
He's threatened to kill us several times.
Yeah, he's threatened to kill us. Like almost every day we're getting threats now. We're getting derogatory language from him and hate speech from him about disabilities, about my disabilities and stuff.
He's using Lizzo's lyric, but the full sentence, not just the 4 letters.
But yeah, so like we were really shaken up. So we left the building and we decided, you know what, we're gonna go down the shore, we're gonna sit down for a minute. I rang my housing office to report it, like my housing officer has told me to do. She said every time there's an incident, report it to the council and the police if needed. So I've done that. And then we decided we'll carry on with our day. So we went along the shore to the Prince's Consort pub in Netley, and we had a drink and a pub lunch and sat there in their garden for a little bit enjoying the sun. And we're on our way home now, but we are very hesitant because we are really, really anxious that if we go back in that building and go up to our floor and come out of that lift, if he hears us, he might be ready and he might come out and start something, you know. And I'm really, really, really scared, you know.
If that happens, it's going to be me or him.
John can defend himself, but me, I might be able to kick and scream a little bit, but these days I can't defend myself, you know. So we're really worried about going back, and I'm thinking I might accost the block warden. I might nab the block warden before we go up to our floor and just say, would you be able to escort us and stand there until we are in our flat. I might do that just to make sure that we're safe, and so that if the neighbour does do anything, there's an actual official there who can witness it. So yeah, like, I'm still trying to keep that positive outlook I had this morning, because I don't want him to win, you know. I don't want him to control my mental health. So, you know,
that's the thing though.
I'm trying to keep that positive outlook.
That's the thing though, he's not controlling your mental health. Because I speak to a therapist now about this, because it's really preying on me. I can't do anything. Like, I was like, after this, like now, I won't be taking the bins down. Not for a fucking week now.
Yeah, I can understand,
I'll
John.
throw it out the fucking window if I have to, but I'm not.
I don't blame you. I understand why you're feeling like that, and I don't blame you. I don't feel like leaving the flat or going back to the flat, you know, because of this, you know. It's
Just to clarify though, I'm not scared of the guy. I've seen him. I know his
turn that
size.
off. I keep knocking the joystick and moving my chair by accident.
I've seen the guy. I know what he looks like. But my memory with faces is terrible. All people look the same if they wear the same clothing to me. And every time I hear a person walking down here, I get more and more sketchy.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not scared of him. I don't know his capabilities. If he comes at me, I will defend myself. I know what I will do. I know what I am capable of or what I will try to do. And the thing is it's a situation that worries me.
I mean, we were speaking to the housing officer the other day, weren't we, a few days ago, on the phone about what was going on, and we were speaking to her about the move and stuff, and we still haven't heard back about the management move. I mean, they sent us a letter with a home bid number and saying something about they need to do some assessments, but it could be a long wait for those assessments. So they still could turn us down for this management move, you know. It's the assessments that are gonna, the outcome of those assessments that are gonna be, oh, I forgot the words now.
Make sure.
No, the outcome of the assessments, whatever they find in the assessment will determine the outcome of whether we get a management move or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's...
So still we could be waiting months or even years to get a move out of this flat. And the whole time we've got to sit there being attacked emotionally, mentally, physically, being hate crimed against, being harassed by this antisocial neighbour.
And I know what you're thinking.
Who
All
hates
the police
disabled people.
Done that.
Yeah,
We've
all
called
right,
them
John.
so much now that I'm worried that they might just go,
Yeah,
don't worry about that.
the
It's
police
nothing.
aren't doing anything. And
They're
to be
trying.
honest, I know that making videos about this situation, posting about it online and stuff is probably not a great idea when it comes to if this whole thing goes to court and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we're not atting him at it.
I fully understand all that. How like they have laws about whether it's admissible, or I don't fully understand the whole jargon of it, but I do understand that posting it online does cause an issue sometimes if it has to go to court or as evidence or whatever, you know. I do fully understand that, but I want to document this whole situation and how it's making me feel, because I've heard about many disabled people in Southampton that are in a similar situation, being harassed and abused by neighbours, and nothing's being done about it, because these neighbours have learnt the law. They've learnt, oh, if we do something harassing to them and then go quiet and behave ourselves for 2 weeks, the case will get closed, then we can harass them some more, you know, because that's how the law works. If they behave for 2 weeks, then the case gets closed, and then if they do something else, it gets logged as a separate case. So nothing can be done, you know, and it's disgusting. Loads of disabled people in Southampton, and I'm sure around the UK, are being treated like this, and it is disgusting. And the problem is there's not enough social housing for disabled people. The social housing that is around for disabled people is usually age restricted, so you have to be over 50 and elderly to be able to get one of these accessible housing, you know, which is disgusting, you know. I don't know the exact statistics, but there is a lot of disabled people in the UK in need of these houses. I mean, my flat has been specially adapted, my bathroom has. Now, if I move to another flat that is not specially adapted, it is likely that Southampton Council and the social services will not do another adaptation for me, because they already did one for me in my old flat. So if I were to go on Home Swapper and pick one of the flats I've seen on there, then I will not be able to use my bathroom in this new flat because none of them are accessible. So I'm stuck waiting for this management move that's probably never going to come, because the council and the police are powerless to do anything because of the law changes and because of the law. So now I'm stuck being harassed, being hate crimed, being threatened every day, day in, day out. It's like fucking torture, excuse my language, but I'm trying to put a point on it, you know? It's fucking torture living where I'm living, and yeah, I can't do it anymore. Like, today I'm too scared to go back to my own home, you know? I'm too scared to go back to my own home. And the thing is, I've got to go back to my own home because I have a cat. My little Squeak is there, and she needs feeding, she needs fresh water, she needs looking after. So I can't leave her alone in the lurch. I have to go back for her.
What I
you
reckon
know,
we should
so
do is we
like,
should tell the council we're serious.
I just want to document it. What's going on. Now, anyone that sees this video that is in the UK that is facing the same issue, please do share this video. Share it to your friends and family, share it, because we need to get the word out about this, you know, because us disabled people now, apparently we no longer have rights, because disabled rights were made by the EU. They were EU laws and EU rights. Now, because of Brexit, we're not part of the EU. We're not subject to them laws anymore, meaning disabled people in the UK now have less rights.
Just
right?
to let you know,
So,
we're not trying to push a Brexit stay
Yeah,
remain
I'm not-
agenda here.
No.
These are the facts that we
Vote
have
how
come
you want to
across.
vote. I'm not telling people how they should vote. If Brexit is something you wanted to vote for because you thought it would help you, fair enough, whatever. I'm not
It's
one
not a
to tell
political thing,
people
we're just
how
saying
to
this is what's
vote.
happened.
Yeah, I'm just...
By the way, the cost of living crisis is not because of Brexit. That is because...
It's partly, I think,
No.
to do with that
No.
and the COVID chaos.
It's because of tariffs that other countries are implementing on other countries. It's been economically unstable, but we were buffering that whilst we were in the EU, when we were paying into the EU's purse and they were giving us financial aid. Now we don't have that backing us. Then we had a pandemic, then we had a lockdown, and society basically died for a while. Then we had a boom, and because you have a sudden boom of money going into a system, it causes stuff to go weird.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about politics really. It confuses me a bit. So I just try and follow some of the law around disability rights, health rights and stuff, because that's what applies to me. You know, working laws around the working environment and stuff like that. I don't work, so that doesn't really apply to me, so I don't really follow that.
Yeah.
And other stuff like that, you know, I think that's how it is really with politics.
That
We all
looks
just
very much like our
we
neighbour
all
then,
just
but well.
tend to follow the bits that apply to us really, and that's how it's supposed to be done, I think. But I don't know much about politics really. But yeah, I just wanted to document what's going on and vlog about it, because I did a vlog the other day, didn't I, about it?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay strong through it, but yeah, our housing officer, she's away on leave. Every time we ring up she seems to be away on leave and we have to leave a message or a report with her receptionist. Which, fair enough, I don't know what's going on in our housing officer's personal life. She could need leave for an important reason, I don't know. But yeah, I think that makes the whole situation more difficult because we have to wait for her to come back off a leave for any action to be taken.
And by then it's too late.
And by then it's a bit too late.
That's why I want to take things into my own hands.
But last time we spoke to her on the phone, she advised us to take a video of when he's kicking off and when our upstairs neighbour has their loud tumble dryer on that causes our next door neighbour to kick off at us because he knows it's upstairs doing it, but he uses it as an excuse to kick off at me and John, and then tells the council that it was us making the noise with the tumble dryer late at night. And our housing officer knows that it's not us because she's been round and seen that we do not own a tumble dryer. She's seen videos that we have taken when the upstairs had their tumble dryer on late at night with him kicking off next door. So she knows for sure, she's seen the proof that it's not us. She has told him that it's not us, but he is not accepting that because he wants to use it as an excuse to harass me and John.
It's not a reasonable
and
being.
So basically, last time we spoke to her on the phone, she advised us to take another video when this tumble dryer is going off upstairs and he's kicking off about it. She advised us to video it, to capture the audio of it, and then video our washing machine, video around our flat to show that the noise is not coming from our flat. Then she said she was going to take that video from us and go show it to the next door neighbour and say, here you go, this is the proof, it is not them doing it, so if you carry on kicking off at them about it, we will take action against you.
But then he's going to kick off at us about that.
And she said that she will talk with him again, but the problem is every time she talks with him,
kicks off at us.
He escalates and kicks off at us more.
That's
and we've
fine.
said to her, look, you talking to him is making it worse for us.
I said to her,
it's not helping. He'll go quiet for a few days, maybe a week or two, but then he'll start again.
Yeah. I was speaking to her about it, and I said, well, you keep saying it's a closed case, closed case, right? You need to look back at all the other ones. She goes, oh, every time we do the case, we can see it. I said, well, then you can see it's an ongoing harassment for the last year. Do something about it. We've put in enough complaints. If I got this amount of complaints, you would have exiled me straight away. I said to her, if they don't get rid of him by the end
I hate to
of
say
this
this,
year,
but I reckon if I was able-bodied, they would have sorted the problem out straight away.
Yeah, I know. They're being
But because
discriminatory.
I'm disabled, I keep getting talked down to. I keep getting,
I could go away.
like they don't think I understand how the system works. She was the housing officer was very shocked when I mentioned the management move and the criteria for it and asked for a management move. She was very shocked and was sort of like, oh, you know what a management move is. And then she tried to deter me from doing that.
And she said that they
saying,
never heard of community trigger.
Yeah, and said they'd never heard of community trigger, even though they are trained in it. They have to be trained in it to do their job.
I reckon we should stop trying and just fucking
For those who don't know what community trigger is, right, I'll explain it in a little detail. Basically, if you are going through a situation like this with antisocial behaviour, harassment from neighbours, stuff like that, and it is getting to this kind of point where nothing is solving it, then you can pull what's called the community trigger. So you can ask a police officer, PCSO, council officer, and say to them, I'm pulling the community trigger. What this means is they have to gather the police, the council, the housing officers, social services, any medical people that are involved and mental health teams that are involved, they all come together as one body to talk and figure out a way of dealing with the situation, right? And they're supposed to safeguard the victim during this, and they're supposed to help the victim. So if nothing works like mediation or anything like that, then they're supposed to help the victim and go further by helping them with a move and stuff like that. But when I asked for the community trigger, because it was a PCSO that originally told me about it, the PCSO that's been dealing with the case, he told me about community trigger. So I asked my council officer about it and said I'd like to pull the community trigger, and she said, community trigger, what's that? And sort of acted like she didn't know what it was.
They call it something
And at
else,
the time, and she was saying, oh, there's something else we have similar to that, but it's called something different, and I don't think you meet the criteria for that. So I went online a few days ago and read up about antisocial law and antisocial neighbours and harassment from neighbours, and they had all about the community trigger on there. I read all about it, and apparently all housing officers and council officers and everything and PCSOs, all of that lot, they're trained in the community trigger. It is part of their training. If they don't have this specific set of training, then they can't do their job correctly. So it is mandatory. I think the word's mandatory, meaning they have to do it. It's not an optional thing. They have to do this training in the community trigger. So either she has lied to me, or she is not being correctly trained.
Or she's just feckless and not doing her job.
So yeah, like,
But, you know,
I don't want to sound like I'm hating on her. She's a nice woman. She's probably trying to do her job.
bureaucracy's got a bound more than we are.
And I'm not hating on the police and everything. I know they're struggling at the moment with all this law changes and rights changes and stuff to do with COVID and everything. I know it's difficult times. And I know they're struggling because of all the budget cuts and pay cuts and staff cuts and God knows what. So I'm not hating on them. I know it's a difficult job under difficult circumstances, but that doesn't stop me feeling like I'm being let down by them, you know?
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've got a love-hate relationship with the police. It's not because I think police officers are bad people. They have a bad job.
Yeah.
Their job is, everybody's a liar, everybody's a suspect. And they are not, physically they're not allowed to take sides. They're there to sort the mess out, right? If two people are fighting in the street, they don't care who threw the first punch. They're both in trouble, right? I'm not throwing any punches. Next door screaming and hollering and banging on doors and swearing and cussing, just being a general nuisance. But the fact that he's breaking it down, if he did it, if he compacted everything that he's done in the last 8, 9, 10 months, right, into a space of 1 month,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of things would have been done by now. But
Yeah.
it's because it's staggered.
Yeah.
They go, well, it's just a little bit. And here's the thing, right? If I react to it in a petty manner, I'm the one that's going to get in trouble for
Exactly,
reacting,
yeah.
right? But if I do nothing, oh, we're just being whingy little bitches. That's how I'm made to
Exactly.
feel. So
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like they're challenging my manhood. He's challenging my manhood. Now, I know it's not a very big thing, and I know I'm not a manly man, I'm not macho, but he's king with my family, and I'm sorry. Like, if he does come at me, I don't care about law, I care about safety of family. I will kill. I will die.
But yeah,
it's going to end one way or another. If
it's
it
a
comes,
very
I don't
tricky.
want it to,
It's
but
a
if
very
it does,
difficult situation to be in, to be honest. And it's all too common. And you think we're in 2022 now. You think things like ableism and hate crime and hate towards disabled people, things like this, racism, homophobia, you'd think all of that would be abolished by now, you know, in 2022.
That's the thing though, as long as there's humans there'll be opinions. If there's opinions there will be divides. You can't abolish that.
I mean, gay people, LGBTQ people can get married now legally in the UK.
Depending.
But homophobia still exists.
Yeah. But, like,
you
not to get political on that, the thing that upsets me the most about that community, right, and this is not a slur on them, because of the way that society is structured, everything against them, they feel at threat for being themselves, right?
Exactly.
I'm a straight guy. I don't have to go, Mum, Dad, I'm in love with a girl, and worry about being disowned, fired, beaten to death in the street, executed in third world countries. I don't have to worry about that. And that upsets me, because that makes me the enemy.
You're a straight man, I'm a slightly wonky Suki.
You're a wonky Suki, yeah.
I'm non-binary, intersex.
Well, then that changes my category altogether. I must be pan in some form then.
No, you can be straight and still date someone that's on the LGBTQ spectrum. It's possible.
Yeah, I'm an ally, but my point, like, yeah, I know, because like when you look at some of the things I've seen, like polyamorous people, you'll have like a couple who are on the community, one's bi, one's gay, and one's straight, and they're in a three-way relationship. I'm not condoning it, I'm not dismantling it, I'm not saying anything, but it's a thing that happens.
As long as they're all consenting, they're all adults,
it's their
and they're
lives.
all happy, why not?
If they invite me to the party, I'll politely decline, but it's not my business at all.
You're straight and you're happy in that, you know who you are, that's your identity, you're happy with that, fair play.
Yeah, and here's right, I like to be a bit weird with this, and I'm going to say it. I like to think there is a multiverse, multi-dimensional different me's. I have dreams where I've died and it felt like I died. I've had dreams where I can do things that I can't even do in this world, like cook a 5-star meal, right? And it wasn't like oh boom, there it was, magical dream thing. It was like I did all the ingredients and everything. But like, so I think I've had past lives or past me's or different me's have been connecting through some weird thing, right? So there's probably a gay female black version of me out there, so you know.
Yeah, why not? She's probably like total opposite of you though. Yeah, she's probably super positive.
She's
like,
super positive. She's in jail for killing every neighbour that was nice to her.
Rainbows and unicorns, sparkles, fluffy bunnies.
But she's also incarcerated for murdering all the people that were nice to her.
But yeah, anyway, we're kind of like going off topic a bit. But yeah, I was gonna try and end the video somewhere here.
Can I just bring it back round to topic because we went off on one?
Background topic, go on.
Yeah, but the point is, today we decided we wanted to go out in the sun because it's nice and warm. And we were getting melting in the flat, we figured we might as well get some fresh air. And then the neighbour was the neighbour
from hell,
and now I just like, if you show the beach over there how beautiful that is, I can't even enjoy that right now.
I will. I've got to turn my chair on first though. Keep doing that, trying to steer my chair and it's switched on. I've got to remember I've got to switch it on before I try and move it.
Oh, okay.
That's where I've been in this gateway.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to manoeuvre. Right, I don't know if you can see behind there. You see the water, it's very bright out there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up.
Well, either which way, I'm just not enjoying it.
I'll tell you what, I will pause the video quickly and switch to the other camera on the other side, on the back of the phone. Right, there you go guys, I've switched to the back camera. You can probably see now the water. It's a beautiful day. We're kind of under the trees here at the moment in the shade, but you can see Southampton docks over there, and there's a tanker ship in and what looks like a cruise ship.
Yeah, a couple of cruise ships.
Yep, oh yeah, a couple of cruise ships I think, yeah. That's Southampton docks. See all the birds flying around. But yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but I can't enjoy it because I'm worried.
Yeah, because you're anxious. Yeah, I'm anxious.
I mean, I was doing well for my mental health. Even my therapist says I'm seeing an improvement. I'm just going to be demonstrating when I speak to him on Monday.
I'm trying to manoeuvre. I'm nearly running John's feet over.
I've taken a big hit, and when I cheer up by Monday, I'm just going to sit there and say to him, look mate, either you've got to put me inside a hospital or I'm going to kill this guy.
Would he be able to put a word in to the council? Would he be able to write a letter to
But if
them?
my mental health becomes unstable, he has to inform the authorities if he is really worried that I'm going to hurt myself or somebody else. And if I keep saying to him I'm going to kill this guy, if he keeps it up, I can't cope with it. I've lost sleep over this. I'm in pain all the time because I'm not getting enough rest. I'm scared to go out. I'm scared to stay in. And I'm just like...
See, it's affecting your mental health a lot.
What I want to do is go home and get really fucking drunk. I don't have enough alcohol to do that.
Yeah, I don't suggest drinking alcohol if you're having a mental breakdown. That's not a good idea. That will not make it better. That will make it worse.
No, but at least I'll enjoy myself on the way down.
No. But yeah, like, I'm gonna pause again here. Back on the front camera. But yeah, it has been affecting John's mental health a lot. So, and John is on the autistic spectrum somewhere, suspected. He's not fully diagnosed yet. That's something they are working on.
Something that my therapist said is that I exhibit, I call it a prognosis. He quote, you exhibit symptoms of a fractured psyche.
Yeah.
It's like split personality, but instead of different personal people, it's you and you and you and you.
Yeah.
Each one has a different set of emotions. It's the best way to describe it. The movie Inside Out.
It's like
I'm aware of the people.
Yeah, it's like masking. Yeah. You've got a different mask for different situations, kind of thing. Yeah. I do that a little bit.
It's the same mask but different people.
It used to look like Lee.
But same person, does that make?
But yeah.
But anyway.
You also have ADHD, don't you?
I was diagnosed with that as a child, but then obviously at that time they say, oh, children grow out of it. So
children don't grow out of it, they just learn coping mechanisms as they get older.
They said that I grew out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to end the video, wasn't I? But yeah guys, thanks for watching. I will keep you updated on what's going on, and if you could please share this video if you know of anyone that is going through a similar situation with the housing situation. You know, please do share it, because I'm trying to shed light on what's happening, you know, because it's happening to a lot of disabled people in social housing. So if you could share it, that would be great. But yeah, until next time, I shall see you all later. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.